Let me explore. Missing pages got me missing out on hope. Missing payments and young niggas steady broke. I'm missing my niggas turn into a ghost. Now they can't read the toast, but for them we pour a dose. When you really close is when it really hurt the most. And when you really love someone, it's hard to let them go. You looked at me with 2 seasons, now she gotta grow on both. And now she got some missing pages to your story, never wrote. Go out, cause your weed smoke won't do you no good, no matter how good. It's a family I wrote. I just wish my God broke and show his face. This is a story y'all wrote, and it's missing page. Go out, cause your weed smoke won't do you no good, no matter how good. So this a family I flow. I just wish I might fuck with show their face. This is a story y'all wrote. I'm just missing pages. In this day and age, it's missing pages. Empty the house wide. It's missing pages on the shoulder. Got down your P's and Q's. I said it's missing pages. 10 toes down. All with it. But look, I wonder if it feel nice when you grip tight on a 40 cal Smith & Wesson at the midnight. Point it to a nigga head, any nigga on sight. Open one eye, put it on sight. And just pull the trigger, kill another nigga, another black statistic. Now he's another victim, kids and his mother miss him. His story never finished, this is just another sentence. Judge off for life and now you missing. Missing pages got me missing out on hope. Missing payments and young niggas steady broke. I'm missing my niggas turning to a ghost. Now they can't raise a toast, but for them we pour a mo. When you really close is when it really hurt the most. And when you really love someone, it's hard to let them go. You took another person like that you ain't even know. And now that person missing pages cause of hope. Cause your weed smoke won't do you no good, no matter how good, no. This a family I flow. I just wish my God broke and show his face. This is a story y'all wrote, and it's missing page. Cause your weed smoke won't do you no good, no matter how good. So this a family I flow. I just wish I might broke and show their face. This is a story y'all wrote, and it's missing page. Cause your weed smoke won't do you no good, no matter how good, no. This a family I flow. I just wish my God broke and show his face. This is a story y'all wrote, and it's missing page. Cause your weed smoke won't do you no good, no matter how good. So this a family I flow. I just wish I might focus on their face. This is a story y'all wrote, and it's missing page. You got cops killing niggas, and it's missing page. Bring on white folk killing niggas. Go pop, cause your weed smoke won't do you no good. And niggas killing niggas, you feel me? That don't make no sense. This is a story y'all wrote, and it's missing pages. I'm in the same neighborhood. Niggas to the whole block. Go cop, cause your weed smoke won't do you no good. Robbing you too. Go cop, cause your weed smoke won't do you no good. This white man kid. Go cop, cause your weed smoke won't do you no good. And it's so good, get the weed. And hope it pass by the next day. Shoot, it might not be the next day. No good. They gotta sleep. It's time we wake up. Straight up. Where's he going with this shit? Just to love, you belong to me. I'm from home west, headquarters. Follow my captain's orders. Live in the land of pain and torture. No straw, but they want their mortar. Tell Trump, fuck borders. PBS, prepare for slaughter. Never take their sons and daughters. Never give them all in return. Niggas never wanna learn. Till they laying in the earth. Babylon, Babylon, Babylon. You got to burn. Even if I gotta go with it. So fuck it, is you with it? Niggas never feel rugged, they just wanna rip it. If I see a bad bitch, then I gotta rip it. You look living like the Red Sea when I split it. Tell me why that flow so vicious. Every time he switches, beat a nigga ass like my nigga switches. Niggas look real gay. We're all the bitches. I mean, we're all the sisters. Better stay away from witches. It's a brew high. Love me and she brew ya. White people he brew now. If you didn't know it, you do now. You belong to me. Yeah. This nigga's bonkers. From the same city as the Knickerbockers. Name ring bells from here to Yonkers. Or Nicaragua. You niggas too thirsty, you need some agua. I ain't talking FEMA. When they kill my dog, I ain't hear shit from Peter. These niggas talk Kent, but they really mean FEMA. Got this eye, got my strength, then I did it. If you ain't a bad bitch, you get the fuck up my fist. 2-step with a meat tree drip. Keep a circle tighter than my meat tree is. If I fuck with you, you a piece of shit. When I dip, you dip, we dip, we dip. This type of shit that I seen to my bitch. No 6ix9ine, we don't sing no snitch. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Karen, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race. You belong to me. It's you, baby. One more time. Gotta love that bass. Social distance, I love my space. Tell Karen, get the fuck out my face. We ain't never switching up on our race. Cause you belong to me. One more time for the ladies in the back, eh? You belong to somebody, but
Hey, Shalom Israel, Yahweh Shem Hashem Thumb to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemar Thumb, Bashem Yahushai, to all the sisters, and Priest and Officer of 50 Shari 1 under Commanding General YAHANNA. We are the I.S.U.P.K, which was started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Today is No Cowards Canada, Lashwan Kodash class. Every Friday across the nation, the I.S.U.P.K, we are teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians their original language. All right, so if you've been following along every morning, or every Friday, we start off with the characters, the 22 characters of the Hebrew. All right, so we're going to get that written down really quick. If this is your first time tuning in, go ahead and copy this down so you can have it for your notes. If you've been following the class for a couple weeks now, just keep practicing your characters. Practice your characters every day. Practice the pronunciation every day. And we also practice the Assyrian. All right, so we started off, we got Abagadaha, Waza, Kwa, or Wazaka. We got Wazaka. We got a Ta. Yeah. So, yeah. Ka. Kalama. Na. Sa. We got I. Za. Wa. Sure. All right. So there's our 22 characters. We got ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa. And then a I, pa, ta, kwa, ra, sha, tha. All right. Give you a minute to write all those down.
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Now we've seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them feeling. If any try to show you, make sure that you leave them leaking. He said, I'ma hold you down when problems pop up. How you got me moving this dope, want me and lock up? He said, don't you want the best vertical with the top gun? Yeah. Stop, bitch, get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's pop up. I know you know Rhyme. Who the plug from by the block up? I tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Rhyme got a Lexus, drippin' Philly in Texas. Trippin' up Bahamas, got a whip for his mama. He fucking up in Bahamas, be honest, he seemed decent though. I hear you, but I just seen Rhyme about a week ago. Fat, he ain't looking too good, his knees is kinda slow. I asked him why the struggle, he got stuck up for his bundle. But them 6-hour tips in his legs what made him crumble. Bitch, he got a house and mama is living good. Said the feds took it all, he right back in the hood. I see you try to play me, you gave us crack in the 80s. Made us support our babies and making hoes out of our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than cause one to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't face me. I guarantee that you will regret it. Remember I said it. No, you could get it. What you saying, I can't win? No, devil nice try, so until we meet again. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Now we've seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eye.
All right. So these are the 22 characters of the Lashawan Kodash. It's the original language that Adam spoke. All right. That's the language that the Most High communicated with Adam to. And in the Hebrew, it's different from English, right? In the Hebrew, we have we have characters, right? Each of these characters represent something. They represent an image, right? Like, for example, the alap, that's the picture of an ox's head, all right? So again, we got abagadaha, wazakataya, ka. Now what you'll see is in the Assyrian, beside the Lashawan Kodash, we have the Assyrian. In the Assyrian, there's 5 characters that have 2 symbols, right? The ka, the ma, the na, the pa, and the taza, right? And so anytime you see this character, the ka at the end of a word, it'll be the second character, right? Same for the ma. If you see the ma at the end of a word, you'll see this character, the second character. If it's anywhere else in a word, you'll see it at the begin. You'll see it like this. If it's from the beginning of the word to the middle of it, just not the end, you'll see the first character. All right? So we got abagadaha, wazakataya, Kalamanasa I Pa Tazakwarashatha. Alright. Those are the 22 characters of the Lashuan Kodash. So we'll go over a couple basics just to get warmed up. We'll go over these before we get into our lesson. So we're going to start off, we'll go over our numbers. Alright, we'll just count from 1 to 10 in the Hebrew. Number 1, we got Akkad. And in the Hebrew, we always write right to left. Alright, 2, we got Shanya. 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 And on this side, we got the Paleo, or the Lashuan Kodash. And over here, we're doing the Assyrian. Alright, so Shan. Shanya. And 3, we got Shalash. Shalash. And 4, we got Arabai. Spell it like that. Arabai. 5 is, I think it's Kamash. We got Kamash. Kamash. 6, we got Shasha. We'll put one more, we'll go 7. Shabai. All right. So make sure if you're tuned in, we got the sign-in links in the chat. All right. Make sure you hit those sign-in links that were put in the chat. Just let us know your attendance. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, especially if you like the content. So number 3, we got Shalash. We got a Shalash. Shalash. And what you'll see is too, we got these things called connectors. So these connectors let us know how to pronounce a word, right? We got a singular, or when we got a connector when it looks kind of like an upside down smiley face or like a frown, right? That means we pronounce the full character, right? This is a sha. We pronounce a sha. When you have two characters connect, instead of saying la sha, we say lash, right? We don't pronounce the sha because these two connect, right? So we got shalash, sha. All right, shalash. Number 4, we got arabai. There's a ra by ra by. Ra by. By. We got a kamash. Number 5 is kamash. 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 Then we got 6 is shasha. It'll be a sha. Shasha, and then 7 we got shabai. And shabai. Shabai. All right. So that's from 1 to 7. Right? We got Akkad, Shanya, Shalash, Arabai, Kamash, Shasha, and Shabai. All right? This is how we pronounce it in the English. This is what the characters look like in the Paleo. Akkad. This would be Shanya, Shalash, Arabai, Kamash, Shasha, and Shabai. All right? Next, we'll do 8, 9, and 10. So 8, we have Shama Wana. Shama Wana. That's a Na. Shema Wana is 8. 9 is Thashai. And 10 is I.S.U.P.K. Alright. So 8 is Shema Wana. You spell it Sha Ma Wa Na. Shema Wana. Alright. The Assyrian again, we got a Sha Ma Wa Na. Alright. Then we have Thashai is 9. We got a Tha. Thashai. Thashai. The Assyrian. Thashai. Alright. And then last, we got 10. 10 is I.S.U.P.K. 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 Alright. So 6 was Shasha. 7 is Shabai. 8 is Shama Wana. 9 is Thashai. And 10 is I.S.U.P.K. Alright. So 1 to 10, once again. Number 1 in the Hebrew is Akkad. 2 is Shanya. 3 is Shalash. 4 is Al-Rabai. 5 is Kamash. 6 is Shasha. 7 is Shabai. 8 is Shema Wana. 9 is Thashai. And 10 is I.S.U.P.K. All right. So we're going to go over prepositions and then our prefixes. And then we'll get into our lesson. All right, so we got prepositions. So now anytime you see these characters at the beginning of a word, it'll let you know what that word is. All right, so if you see an ah at the beginning of a word, right, that means I or I am. All right, so when you read Hebrew, what you're going to notice is some words are some of the words in Hebrew will look long. And it's because that word is forming a sentence, right? Like, for example, if you have the word Abanawa, right? So in the Hebrew, it would look like this. Abba, Abanawa, right? So in the Hebrew, you have what's called a root word, which is Abba, right? Abba means father. And then you have this prefix, which is our. Right? So these are the purposes of prepositions and prefixes. Right? Or prepositions and possessive pronouns. So all the prepositions that we have we have which is I or I am. We have ba, right? Ba, which means in. So for example, this preposition, you have ba, you might see a word like rataza. So you would have ra, right? Right? So you have rataza, which is earth. And then if you put a ba in the front of it, right? We use this character, or Salakia. Actually, the Assyrian with the paleo. So if you put the ba in the front, you now have in, right? So that ba preposition, meaning you see that character at the beginning of a word. You have ba, Salakia, it should be arataza. Right? Arataza. So now preposition meaning you put it at the beginning, right? And in the Hebrew, we always go right to left. So you would have the ba here, ba, and this word is in. right? If you see the ba at the end, that'll mean something different, right? So these are prepositions, meaning before a word. So we got ba, which is in, we got da, which is do. We got ha, which is the. We got wa, which means and. We have a ya, which means it or he. Ka. Ka is as or like. We got a la. La is to or for. We got a ma. Is of or from. We got a sha. Whom, which, or pertaining to. And the last one, we got a tha, which is thou or thee. Or thee. All right. And those are all the prepositions. So we got which is I or am. We got ba, which means in. Da, which is do. Ha, which is the. Wa, which means and. We have a ya, meaning it or he. It and or he. We have a ka, meaning as or like. La, meaning to or for. We have ma, meaning of or from. Sha, meaning whom, which, or pertaining to. And the last preposition is a tha. Tha, meaning thou or thee, or you. All right, let's keep moving on. These are the basics to Hebrew. If we can learn our characters and our prepositions and our possessive pronouns, then we can begin to read and understand Hebrew. All right. Like anything, it just takes practice. Practice a little every day, and before you know it, you'll be speaking Hebrew. All right, so we got possessives. Possessive. So when you see these characters at the end of a word, this is what it would mean. All right. So first we got a ya, and that means my. We have a ka. So we see that ka again. Ka, when you see it at the beginning of a word, it means as or like. When you see this character at the end of a word, it means your or you. Ka means your or you. Right? Again, we see a wa. You see the wa at the beginning of a word, it means and. If you see a wa at the end of a word, it means he or his. He or his. And we got a ha, meaning her. So now we got a nawa. Nawa. Nawa is our. All right, we showed that earlier. Nawa. You see Abba Nawa. The word Abba Nawa means our father. All right, let's keep moving. So we got the ya. Right, again at the end of a word, you see this character. It means my. Ka, meaning your or you. Wa, meaning he or his. Ha, meaning her. And Nawa, meaning our. All right. And the last couple, we got 4 left. We have Kam. We have Khan, Ma, and a Na. Right? Kam, Khan, Ma, and a Na. Right? That's how we pronounce it. Kam, Khan, we have a Ma, and a Na. All right, so when you see these at the end of a word, so in Hebrew we have masculine and feminine, right? So things aren't confusing. So when you see Kam at the end of a word, it's a masculine plural. Y'all would be feminine plural. Feminine plural. All right. And then same with these two, the Ma and the Na. One's masculine, one's feminine. All right. So Kam, all right, pronounced Kam. It means y'all or you all, and it's masculine plural. Right? If you see Khan at the end of a word, right, pronounced Khan, it's feminine plural. Right? It's speaking to a group of women. Kam, speaking to a group of men. Right? And if you're speaking to a group of both men and women, you always use the masculine. All right? In the Hebrew, the man comes first. The man is above the woman. Everything is rank order in the Hebrew. All right? So again, you see this ma at the end of a word, it would be there, masculine. If you see a na at the end, it would be feminine. Right? And same thing, if it's a man and a woman, or men and women, you would use the masculine, you would use ma. All right? So those are the basics to Hebrew. Practice those daily. Practice your characters. Practice your prepositions and your possessives. right? And you'll be very far along in Hebrew. So we're going to get into our topic for today. Right? We're going to break down in the Hebrew some of our feast days. Right? Feast days. If you're new to the truth, you're just learning the Lord's high holy days. You find these in Leviticus chapter 23. Right? These are the days that the Most High set apart. Right? These are the days that the Most High exalted one over the other. And these are the holidays or holy days, feast days that the children of Israel need to be keeping. Right? You gotta come out of celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Holy Convocation, Holy Convo, Valentine's Day, Easter, Holy Convocation. Right? You gotta come out of celebrating those things. If you're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, these are the days that you need to be celebrating. Right? So when you read through Leviticus 23, right, you'll notice these are feasts. Right? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we love to come together and feast, to eat good food. Right? So this word holy convocation, another word for convocation, you could say gathering. Right? Holy, being set apart. Right? Holy convocation. In the Hebrew, this would be ma, kwa, ra, ma, kwa, ra, ya. Ya. Right? Be ma, kwa, ra, ya. Ma, kwa, ra, ya. All right. In this holy convocation. Alright? So this is how you say holy convocation, right? Ma kwa ra aya. Alright, so what we got next? You'll see this word a lot. So Sabbath. Right? These are one day. Sabbath. Right? This word Sabbath means to rest. Alright? So in the Hebrew, we have the Shabbat. Right? Shabbat. 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 God. Shabbat. That word just means to rest. So every 7 days, we have a day of rest. Right? Every Saturday, from Friday sundown till Saturday sundown. It's a Shabbat. Alright? Shabbat. So this is one of our high holy days. We have the Passover. Right? Passover. So in the Hebrew, it's pronounced Pasach. Right? Pasach. You have a Pa, a Sa, and a Ka. Pasach. Alright? And then the Assyrian, alright, we have a Pa, a Sa, and a Ka. All right. All right. This is arguably one of the most important feast days. All right. In Christianity, they probably told you to throw away the Old Testament because your pastor doesn't want to explain how God loves everybody, and at the same time, he killed the firstborn of every Egyptian. Right? The feast of the Passover is a celebration of the slaughter of the Egyptians. Right? When the Most High fought for the children of Israel and took them out of captivity. All right? So in the Hebrew, it's Pasach. Pasach. And right after the Passover, we celebrate the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right, for 7 days. All right, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. All right, we have Chag, Hamah, Tazawah. Chag, Hamah, Tazawah. All right. Hamah, Tazawah. All right. This is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. I'll do the Assyrian. We got a Chag, Hamah, Hamah, Tazah, Tazawah. All right. Chag, Hamah, Tazawah. So if you ever want to translate words, what do we got here? I'm not sure. So this word Kag, all right? We got feast. So then Mataza, Ha, right? We have without leaven. All right? That's the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Kag Hamatazawa. Feast of Unleavened Bread. Kag Hamatazawa. All right. Again, we find all these in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23. So it's Feast of Unleavened Bread. Next one we got Feast. We got Feast of First Fruits. Feast of First Fruits. Right? Also known as right? It's also known as the Feast of Harvest. What was a year? All right. What was a year? Or yeah. All right. This is the Feast of First Fruits. we can get the pronunciation down, spelling out the words is no problem. All right, if we can get the pronunciation down, we can spell it no problem. All right, Kagha, Kagha, Kwatazayar, Maka, Warrior. All right. So another feast day we have is a memorial of blowing of trumpets. Blowing of trumpets. All right, if you're Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, this is the next feast day that we have coming up. It's on Monday 6, September Monday 6. All right. We have Zakar 1, Tha, Ra, Wa, I. All right. So this first word, Zakar 1, memorial. All right. So we have Zakar, Zakar 1, Zakar 1. And we have Tharawai. I think Rawai is alarm. All right. Tha, ra, wa, I. Tha, ra, wa, I. All right. So memorial blowing of trumpets is Zakar 1, Tha, ra, wa, I. Zakar 1, Tha, ra, wa, I. All right. So you can find that in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 24 to 25. All right. So in Leviticus 23 and verse 23, it says, And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, in the 1st day of the month, shall ye have a Sabbath, a memorial of blowing of trumpets, and holy convocation. Verse 25, Ye shall do no servile work therein, but ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. All right. So in Israel, why do we blow a trumpet? The reason we blow a trumpet is to sound an alarm. That's what a trumpet does. Alarm, it's a warning. All right. Zakar 1, Tha, ra, wa, I. And again, it's coming up on September, Monday the 6th. All right. All right. So we're going to do one more. Let's do it like this. We have, because in the Hebrew, we always read right to left, right? So we got Yawam, this day. we have Ha, Aka, Akapar, Yam. Right. All right, so in the Hebrew, we read right to left. So we got Yawam, Ha, Kapar, Yam. And let's write that out. We would have Yawam, Ha, Kapar, Kapar, Yam. All right. So then in the Assyrian, we would have Yawam, Ha, Kapar, Yam. All right. So this is a Day of Atonement. Right? We read right to left, it would be Yawam, Ha, Kapar, Yam. Yawam, Ha, Kapar, Yam. All right. You can read that in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 27. Also, on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement, shall be an holy convocation unto you. And ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh. Right? So after the memorial of blowing of trumpets, in that 7th month, also in that 7th month on the 10th day, we have a Day of Atonement. Right? When it says, and ye shall afflict your souls. What does that mean, to afflict your souls? On that day, we go 24 hours without eating. Right? We go on a fast. We afflict our souls. That's a day that we focus on removing anything that we struggle with out of our lives. Any demons that we have, right? Any bad way of thinking, anything we're struggling with. Right? If we can discipline ourselves enough to go a day without eating, we can discipline ourselves to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Right? In the Wisdom of Solomon, it says, the beginning of wisdom is a love of discipline. Right? This Bible is all about discipline. Following commands, following orders and instructions. So again, in the Hebrew it says, Yawam ha-kaparium. All right. And again, this is the Paleo Hebrew. This is the Assyrian. All right. It's good to know the Assyrian so that we can translate. We have most of our manuscripts are written in Assyrian. So we need to know the Assyrian so that we can translate. We can translate the Assyrian to the Paleo Hebrew or the Lashuan Kodash, the holy tongue, the ancient tongue. All right. So what we'll do a couple light words, and then we'll end the class. All right. So these are just a couple words that you can practice every day. Right. You can practice saying it at home. Right. Let's start off with what I like about this school is some of the first words you learn. The first words that we learn coming into the I.S.U.P.K. We learn how to be polite. We learn how to address each other, right? How to salute each other, how to be courteous, right? So let's do a couple words. We got the water, the yarn, the bar, Slovakia, so this, yeah, novel, yeah, thank you. Welcome. Excuse me. Child. So, Father. We got mother. All right. Those are just a couple fun words you could use. All right. If you live in a household, if you got kids, you can teach them to address you. That word Abba, you're going to see that word Abba a lot because in the scriptures, that's many times that's how we refer to the Father. Right? Abba, Father, right? The Most High is like a father figure. When you think about growing up in a household, when you have a father in the house, you listen to his rules. You obey the rules that he lays down. You obey his instructions, right? In your father's house, you do what he commands. You do what he orders. It's his house. He instructs you. And then even once you grow up and you leave that house, it's still, you still are to follow those instructions. You're still to follow those orders. Because if you don't, the world will say, you're acting like a child. Or that's how a child acts. Why are you acting like a child? Because when you don't obey the instructions of your father, you're acting silly. You're being silly. You're being stupid. You're being foolish. And that's how we got to think about the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. The Most High gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to follow. And those laws, statutes, and commandments that we see written down, those were our schoolmaster. It was there to teach us. We were like children and we needed to learn. So our Father instructed us. And then as we grow up and as we mature and get older, what did the Most High say in Jeremiah 31 and 31? The laws would be written in our inward parts. Because we would grow up. Israel would grow up. And those laws, statutes, and commandments would be on our hearts. We would know them. And we would follow them. And we would obey them because we understand that they're good for us. It's a stupid thing to go around eating shrimp, crab, and lobster. It's a stupid thing to go around smoking cigarettes, destroying your body. And so the Father gave us instructions because we needed to learn. And as we get older, we understand the benefits. We understand that eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, this is why Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians all have high blood pressure, dying of different blood diseases. Or different heart problems. And this is what Israel has to do. We have to grow up as a nation. All right? So when you read through the scriptures, you'll see that word Abba many times. So we have Thawada, which means thank you. Ayan the bar is your welcome. Salakia is pardon me or excuse me. Or a better way I could put that. Go. If I may. Right. Then we have Banya. Banya is child. We have Ban, the son. We have Abba, or Abba, which is father. And then we have Amma, which is mother. All right. So with that said, we're going to do the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. They need transportation. The teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Find that in Numbers 18:21 and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Ma'ashra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests is not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the memorial of blowing of trumpets. With that said, men of Israel, Imajim, which means stand. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer. Say it in the Hebrew, and then we'll salute out. All right. Sarpan Yaha Kwadam, which means turn and face the east. Abanawa, Shabashamayam, Kwadash, Haya, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwathka, Thaba'ah, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Haya, Bashamayam, Nathan Lanawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kawabath Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kawabathi Nawa, Wala'ah, Thabayan Nawa, Banasayawan, Abba, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wahala, Wahathapara, Lai Walamnam, Amman. And what we said in the English is, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever so be it. Men of Israel, Sar, which means turn. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatham, to all the brothers. That means Yahweh bless you in the name of Yahweh Shai. Yad Yamatah, which means hands down. We're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan B'Hashem Yahushai. That means may Yahweh watch over you, sisters, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Yad Yamatah, class dismissed.